Welcome, everybody, to the 10 count and quite possibly the biggest prediction show we've had yet, because this weekend we have not one, not two, not three, but four PLEs. Three of them being straight from the WWE, one of them being all in from AEW. And if you see I have a little beer over here, this is unofficially sponsored and fueled by New Belgium Juice Force IPA, because your boy had a long day and he needs a beverage. Justin, how's it going?
It's going well, bro. We were talking off air how WWE has been doing this as of late. They are planning these massive weekends around these AEW pay-per-views. Now, it makes for longer shows for us, sure. We've done our WrestleMania prediction shows in the past. Those have gone quite a long time. But let's see how we do with this 4-show prediction. It's insanity. But hey, it's a weekend full of wrestling, so why are we complaining?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped up. A lot of these matches that are happening this weekend, I'm actually very excited for. I mean, I think they're going to show, especially AEW. I think they're going to try and prove a point here. This is their go home show right here. There's going to be a lot of things happening. The card is stacked. I really think they want to show that they can go head to head with Saturday night's main event. And not going to lie, like, as much star power WWE has going into Saturday night, I think AEW is going to have the must-see matches of the night. I mean, NXT obviously is early in the day. I don't know how you feel, Justin, but I can see AEW stealing Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's so Great American Bash starts at 3.
Yep.
So Great American Bash starts at 3. What time does All In start? Do we know off the top of our heads?
I think All In starts at maybe 7. Let me
So while you're looking that up, I don't know. It's just there's 2 shows. Saturday Night Main Event, I truthfully could care less. Let's be real. Goldberg's fighting. I've been on record saying that I don't want to watch Goldberg fight again. They're booking it as his last match. Thank God if it is. It's just it's a throw-in for me, at least. I've mentioned this. I'm definitely more into watching All In, and I like what MJF said, because MJF was like, I would do the same thing. It's in the afternoon, isn't it? You're giving me that look.
Yeah, it's not a head-to-head with Saturday night's main event, which I think would have been huge. It's at NXT. 3 p.m.
Yeah.
3 p.m. Eastern. Holy crap.
Yeah, I thought it was with NXT going head-to-head. I still think that the advantage is towards AEW All In. I know WWE is trying to prove a point that this is their development, I'm saying that with quotations, development brand. But the one thing that I want to say is Mariah May, her match against Fatal Influence will go on somehow around the same time that Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné are fighting. But yeah, I don't know. This is AEW's WrestleMania. So obviously I'm more excited to watch AEW All In, but WWE is they're going to try to give them a run for the money and take as many eyes off the product as possible.
It's true. And howdy to Randy over there. Thanks for
Randy, my man. He's Randy. Love him.
He's the man. But yeah, let's get into it. I mean, we'll start off first with the Great American Bash, NXT's PLE, Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern. I guess news to me, head-to-head with AEW All In. I guess I should have been more proactive in looking at that. I just full-heartedly assumed that AEW's All In would be a later pay-per-view. Obviously, it's in Texas. It's the West Coast, so I guess, that kind of gives some leeway for them to start it a little bit earlier. But I don't know.
I guess that's like a 12 p.m. start.
I guess that's true.
Texas, right?
Yeah,
I've never been to Texas, so I don't know the time zone in Texas. Hand up, but that's it's more towards the West Coast, so I would assume that's.
You're right. Sorry,
like 3 hours.
It's been a long day for your boy. Like I said, that's why we got my friend Juice Force over here. But let's get into it. The first match I want to get into is I'm very excited for Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. Ricky won his match against the what's his face? The what Evolution's not Evolution's champion. The
Evolve.
Evolve champion. Thank you. I'm blanking on his name,
It's
but
a Vanity Project, and it's Ricky Smokes. It's oh my god, now I'm blanking out. Anyway, it's
yeah.
yeah, it's the Vanity Project.
So Ricky Saints wins. False count anywhere. What up, Zach? Thanks for tuning in. False count anywhere. I'm really excited. Like these guys have so much story and so much excitement behind this match. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be hardcore. I can't wait to see what they pull out of this because they're two people that, especially jumping ship from AEW, and now to me, like you kind of forget about their AEW runs because of how mainstay they're going to be in NXT, and even their rivalry right now in NXT, which has been nothing but a thriller every time they're in the ring together or on the mic against each other. So I think this might be the closure of the storybook for these two's rivalry in NXT. Not for sure because I guarantee they have a lot more to give, but I can't wait to see them give it all, push it on the line. I don't want to go against my boy Ethan Page. I really want to see him retain, but I feel like this is going to be like the storybook moment for Ricky Saints in NXT. So my prediction: Ricky Saints and new.
Yeah, this one's a toss up for me. Honestly, it's tough because usually when a high profile superstar that is in NXT at the time, when they drop the title, we expect them. All right, their time in NXT is done. It's time to go up to Raw or SmackDown. I can see both of them still having time in NXT. Or I can also see both of them going up to the main card and fitting in flawlessly. So it's really this is a really tough match for me. And I think whoever loses does once that draft happens, whether it be in September or whenever, whoever loses this match will get called up sooner rather than later, definitely by the draft. I think Ethan Page, because he has been in NXT longer, I think he's going to get the call up sooner. So I'm with you, and I'm going to go Ricky Saints.
All right, I'm digging it. I mean,
it's a tough one. These are the matches that I enjoy, and I know you enjoy. You said it last week how you want to not know. You don't want to know the outcome. Like Gunther and Goldberg, we know what the outcome's going to be probably. So like, stop it. So this match is fun. This one, I have no idea. This is a fun, true toss up going with my gut.
I just love the random Tuesday night where Ethan and Ricky just threw everything at each other, and then Ethan comes out randomly as the new North American champion. Like that to me was freaking sick. And I was like on FaceTime with Court, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Because she had NXT on the background, and I don't have cable TV to see NXT live. So I'm like, you're staying on the phone with me. You're pointing that damn camera at the screen, and I need to watch this freaking match.
That was one hell of an episode.
Yeah.
I mean, Stephanie Vaquer dropped her title to JCJ in that episode. That Shawn Michaels was unhinged for that episode of NXT because he said to buckle up, and by God, did we have to buckle up.
Yeah, I hope we get an unhinged Shawn Michaels this Saturday too.
We could. We definitely could.
How do we feel about? I'll give this one to you, Justin. We got Sol Ruka and Izzy Dame head to head for the North America Women's Championship.
I think it's Izzy Dame's time. Like I said, I've been watching, and Sol Ruka, she's I don't know what to say about her. Like I do enjoy her in the ring. I think she has one of the best finishing moves around currently. But I think it's her time to drop because Izzy just has so much momentum going right now with the culling and everything, bringing Tatum Paxley. I think Tatum has a moment in this match because I know Sol Ruka was trying to bring Tatum in as a friend, and Zarya was saying, no, don't give her the time of day. I think Zarya wants that title as well. I don't know if we separate them just yet, but with the momentum that Izzy Dame is riding, I'm giving the title to Izzy Dame and New.
I agree with you. I think we get a new because I do see them pulling the trigger on that feud. I think Zarya and Solruka could go head to head right off the bat. I think Zarya could be the reason why Solruka loses on Saturday. And I just want to say, like, I loved the Calling is one of my favorite factions in NXT, mainly because Sean Spears is just a boss. But the story that like kind of came out of NXT on Tuesday, where in the tag match, like Sean sacrificed himself for the finisher. I forget his tag team partner's name. The other member of the Calling, but
Brooke,
he like
was it Brooks? Brooks
yes, I
Johnson?
think it was Brooks Johnson. Yeah, so he pushed him out the way, took the finisher and everything, which to me was like a cool move, but also like a great for the story because it shows like Sean Spears will take a bullet for his team members and he's not just like the egotistical leader of this group. And also like mid-match, you have Solruka and Zarya come out to confront Izzy Dame and Tana Paxley to have their like in their brawl happen. Meanwhile, Izzy and Tana were like interfering in that match too. It's just like the stories like were driven. Like that's what I want to see. That's what I enjoy leading up to matches. And we got more of a taste of that Solruka Izzy Dame portion of the story we're going to see culminate on Saturday. But that's the stuff that I'm missing from a lot of the men's stuff in WWE and kind of the card in Saturday Night's Main Event.
No, I'm with you. And shout out to Sean Spears, like you said. He just commands the camera. Like when he's on and his poise, like his poisonous, and I don't even know if poisonous is a word. It definitely isn't.
Now
But
it is.
but the poise that he has in front of the camera and just how calm, cool, and collected he is, I will say that is incredible. He's a veteran of the veterans, and NXT is 1000% lucky to have him there.
100%. All right, I want to bring us into Javon Evans and Jasper Troy. I think this is also a tough one to call, but in my eyes, I think Jasper Troy is going to take this one. I mean, he lost his chance to get back at Obafemi. He lost to Inamura, which to me, you bring him onto the main roster off, the NXT roster after winning LFG, and like he was taking out Obafemi. Like they're leading him up to be this juggernaut of a superstar, to not only just lose to Obafemi, but also lose to Inamura to get his revenge match against Obafemi. So I can't see Jasper Troy losing again. I mean, Javon Evans is definitely the future of NXT and possibly WWE. Like the kid's a stud. He's young. He's hungry. I mean, he's ready for it. But I think he can survive a loss in this matchup. I feel like if you have Jasper Troy lose twice in a row, it's kind of going to take a lot of the steam off what they were trying to do with him, bringing him into NXT.
1000%. You hit it on the head. Jasper Troy, they've made him look strong, especially against Oba. I thought he might have actually defeated Oba at some points in that match, but he's 0-2 now. And now he's going up against, hey, Javon is incredible, like you said, but Javon is, if we were still doing cruiserweights, Javon might even be a featherweight, so it'll be a fun match. Javon's going to get bouncy because he is, but you cannot have Jasper Troy lose again. You cannot. If he loses, that will bury him. It will not bury Javon if Javon loses. So hands down, Jasper Troy, he needs this victory.
Also, for those watching and tuning in, please feel free to give us your predictions, give us your ideologies on things. Like we want to hear it. We want to see your sides of things. So make sure you're in there engaging with us because we love that kind of stuff. Let's get into, and I'm going to give this one to you, Star. We're going to have Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence. This is part one of Jordan Grace versus JC Jane of this weekend. How do you see this one panning out?
It's Blake Monroe's debut, brother. I mean, if they, especially going against All In, she's winning. There's no doubt in my mind that they are winning. I think that there will be a little bit of turmoil with Fatal Influence. We've seen it in the past. So I believe that we will get the turmoil. what are they calling they had a name this past weekend. I'm
They
blanking
did.
on it.
Yeah, they
Glamournaut or something like that.
yeah.
It was something like that. What a ridiculous segment, by the way, but it was awesome. Definitely going with Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. And then spoiler, probably also going with the same person when we predict Evolution.
So I actually like when that vignette started on Tuesday with Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe getting like, Manny Petty's massage and stuff. I didn't know how I was gonna feel when that first started because like Blake Monroe is like she's in her element, but Jordan is like you could see maybe was a little uncomfortable, maybe purposefully uncomfortable. But it grew on me as the segment went on. It was pretty funny. Jordan Grace ripping the robe sleeves off. Like it got me in the end. Like I was a little hesitant if I was gonna enjoy it, but they did a really good job with such like a wacky segment, and I think it definitely hit home for what they were trying to do. But I honestly think that leading into Evolution and our predictions, I'm not going to say my prediction there, but I can't see a certain someone losing twice on the weekend. That's why I think there's going to be some underhanded tactics, maybe some interference that causes Fatal Influence to come out on top on Saturday. I know it's Blake Monroe's first match in NXT. Jordan Grace has been a juggernaut. I think them together is seemingly pretty unstoppable. I just personally can't see Izzy Dame losing twice this weekend. Oh, JC James. Sorry, I don't know why I said Izzy Dame. Sorry.
I just the whole Blake Monroe debut for me. I know she's like been in like some dark events, house shows for NXT, so she's already wrestled for WWE, but especially against All In, I personally can't do it. So I am full blown Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace, no doubt.
All right. Let's get into I guess the final match on the card. It's Obafemi. Sorry, I can't even speak now. And Inamura. How did you feel about like Josh Briggs and Inamura and Obafemi segment on Tuesday? Like to me personally, like Josh Briggs, I think he needs a little bit of work on the microphone. It was like kind of rough in the beginning, but as it started to close, like it got a little bit better. He likes being the mayhem. Like I like that part. But at first, like the crowd was booing the shit out of him. And like I think in a way, because they didn't like how his promo was going,
how he was presenting himself. I
yes.
mean, it's just it's how it is. And unfortunately, like Oba is Oba. Like everyone's and he's just doing his little jig, his little jig down to the ring. If you're not good at promos, don't go up. I mean, even Oba, truthfully, not the greatest, but Oba has the backing.
Exactly.
Everyone loves Oba. So you need someone that the crowd can start loving, because this is also face versus face. This is a face versus face main event for the title. I'm indifferent about the whole segment. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just more happy to the fact that, because I believe a few weeks ago when I think it was Inamura pinned Trick, I brought up saying like, oh, how's TNA going to feel about that? And now you have they are pushing Inamura after that. So, he beat Jasper Troy. He's kind of riding hot, but it's Obafemi. I don't see Inamura taking the title from him. So overall, I'm going and still Obafemi.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not even gonna bore you guys with more of my opinion and facts. Obafemi retains. The dude's juggernaut. We're gonna do this in order. So we're gonna go into All In next. I kind of want to get the Casino Battle Royales out of the way first. And I think we're probably going to be on the same page of these. We'll find out. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll start with the women's first. I honestly think Megan Bain's going to take this. I think it's her time. They've been pumping her up a lot. She took that loss to Toni Storm for the title, but I really think she's just there for them to pull the trigger on. So I can see her holding that shot close and waiting for her moment to win.
I'm with you. If you watched the Go Home Dynamite show, she's just a beast. And they already, I don't want to get negative, but they already messed up Camille with the whole her being Mercedes Monet's bodyguard. You can't do that again. Megan Bain is putting in the work. I think actually she was technically on Saturday because she was on GCW Live, but she was on Collision taped. So she was on like 2 or 3 different wrestling events. Like she pulled a Rick Rude on Saturday night. I'm with you. I would love to see Chris Statlander. Love to see the Long Island represent. But I think I'm with you. It's Megan Bain.
Yeah, and I think Chris Statlander could be a good like second up for who could win that. But I don't know, man. How they portrayed Megan in that fatal 4-way, she was just slaying.
She's the Megasis.
Yeah,
that's it. She's the Megasis.
She really is. All right, and then for the men's, I'll give you the prediction first.
Oh man, I so like I want to say the other Long Island person, but like after that segment was brutal. It was brutal, but like Mark has the backing now.
He does.
It's like everyone wants to see him win now, and clearly that had to be cleared by him prior to that whole promo. Like I'd be stunned if it wasn't. I still want to go MJF. Like I have to go MJF. Like,
I'll do the same.
I could be wrong. I don't care. I gotta go Long Island. So I'm somehow MJF is gonna weasel it out.
Yeah, I think so. Part of me thinks that they had MJF reference Jay and what he did, like saying how like his brother would be disappointed in him and like he said that he should have been the one that was in the accident. Like I think that was to ultimately, push Mark over the edge to be like the victor of this battle royale. I can't not bet on MJF, man. And it's tough because like you see Mark while, I forget which 2 women were like battling out backstage, but Mark Briscoe runs up to Renee. And he's like, I'm going to kick MJF's ass and I'm going to win that casino. I'm like, oh dude, like they really are revving up for him to win this, but I can't go against MJF. I want MJF to win it. I want, the Hurt Syndicate to be on top. I said it before, like this is what I wanted for this Hurt Syndicate. Well, the Hurt business back in WWE. This is what I want now. Please pull the trigger. I know they're probably not going to, but we'll find out on Saturday. And speaking of the Hurt Syndicate, we have the Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed versus the Patriarchy for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And I absolutely loved, like I spoke about it last week, and I'm going to speak about it again. The way they're doing these Hurt Syndicate segments and these promos where MJF was with MVP, with Shelton, with Bobby, he's about to talk about Mark Briscoe. They go off to find out that there's no championships because Jet Speed took them and wrote them a little note. And then into, again out into the ring where it's, Mark and MJF face to face. Then you have the Hurt Syndicate come out to then back up MJF to only be attacked by Jet Speed and the Patriarchy and for them to target Bobby Lashley's leg. And to me, like the way that flows, like I think, like I said last time, I think AEW is learning because this is the storytelling you want. This is how you weave, people's stories together, especially within factions. And it excites me to hopefully, I hope that the heels come out on top. I hope the Hurt Syndicate retains. That's going to be my prediction. Part of me thinks they might not, but I really hope that they do. I think they hurt Bobby's leg for a reason for them to possibly lose these championships. I hope not, but I'm excited for this match. We're getting a lot of chemistry and a lot of personality out of Jet Speed for this too, because they needed this. And this segment, whoever crafted this segment for them to steal the championships and then attack them with it, perfect.
Yeah, this is probably actually one of the matches I'm most looking forward to just because of the build. Shelton Benjamin doesn't forget. He's going to get payback for Mama Benjamin, and the Hurt Syndicate has to come out on top just because of what they're building right now with MJF, with MJF, MVP, and the whole gang. I think they have more to lose, especially if they drop those titles. You have Jet Speed. Are they fun? Yeah, absolutely. But they can go their separate ways. They can go off and do whatever else. The Patriarchy, I think they are coming towards a collision. They are going to clash. They are going to fight. And I think maybe that's when we get eventually a returning Cope. And we get Cope and Christian versus the Patriarchy. So with that said, I'm going with the Hurt Syndicate, but I think this match is going to be absolutely fucking awesome.
And another freaking awesome match. Listen, I think never mind. They're all freaking awesome.
Yeah. This whole card is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we have Adam Cole, Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship. Who you got?
I gotta go with the Don Callis family. I think I'm going Kyle Fletcher. I just, for me, I don't want to say anything negative, like I said before, but Adam Cole, like ever since they put, I don't know, it just hasn't been doing it for me. And the Don Callis family has just been running shit for weeks. And Kyle Fletcher is a beast. So are they going to put on one hell of a show? Yes.
Yep.
But the Don Callis family needs a championship back, and I think it's going to be Kyle Fletcher that takes it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you too. Like Kyle Fletcher to me right now is on another level. He goes head to head with Ospreay like it's nothing, and they just put on bangers. Watching Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly wrestle a match where the whole crowd is chanting different versions of like, we want Kyle and Kyle this and Kyle that, was one of the funniest freaking things I've ever seen in professional wrestling, especially for fans to do. Just come up with different Kyle chants the whole time. Loved it. But Kyle Fletcher, man, it's his time. Like, you have to pull it. Like, there's times where like you can tease things and like pan things out and make people wait for Cody for 2 years to win the belt off Roman. But this is a time where like Kyle Fletcher, he's in his prime. He's young. He's just what you want for a professional wrestler. So you really, they need to pull the trigger. I'm going with Kyle Fletcher and new TNT champion, and that's all I want to see. I mean, Adam Cole has done a lot. I was going to wear my Adam Cole t-shirt today, but I felt like it would have been disrespect to Adam if I voted against him in his match if I wore his t-shirt. So that's why we're doing the Suck It DX shirt today.
No, Kyle Fletcher's just incredible. And there's a lot of talent now in the Don Callis family. That's just tremendous. So they're putting the right people in that family. And I mean, it's totally off topic, but like, what happened with Okada and the Elite? Like, he just said, screw you guys. Like, I'm going to the Don Callis family. I don't know if I missed anything.
No, I mean, I might have missed something too, but maybe, I think they're still like
friends. Yeah, they're buddies, right?
Yeah, but I think it was just an extra element for this Okada versus Omega match, which let's get into that next, which to me, I thought it was so perfect for them with the package they created. Like, we don't need much more for this match to get excited. That package alone showed their history, and it was so fun and exciting and just got me hyped up for this matchup. I don't even know what the right call is for this match and who to come out on top, but they're going to give it their all. This feud is just like years and years in the making. I think they said the last time they wrestled one-on-one was 7 years ago, and they're going to want to top that shit because they know that they're two of the best wrestlers in the world right now. So I'm so excited. I can't freaking wait. Part of me wants to say Kenny. Like, I want Kenny to come out on top, but with Okada having the Don Callis family behind him with this, this insurmountable hill or mountain that Kenny needs to face, because he's not only just facing Okada, he's facing, all of his past, because Don Callis was the one that helped him, through his Kenny, 12 belts at the moment. So I think Kenny does win, and that's my prediction.
I'm with you. I got Kenny Omega. It was scary, man, with his diverticulitis. Like he came out and said like it was not. He didn't know if he was going to wrestle again. And this is a match. Like if you go back into our archives, back to the last All In, I think we said like this is a match that we wanted to see at this All In.
Yep.
So thank God it's happening, because the performances that they put on together and the storytelling that they've put on together over in New Japan for Wrestle Kingdom, unbelievable. Like worth staying up until 5 a.m. to watch. That's how damn good those two performers are in the ring together. So the fact that we do get it again, and we're going to merge these two titles that they have, is incredible. Truthfully, I think this should be the main event. I don't think it should be Hangman and Moxley. I think it should be Omega and Okada main event, AEW All in Texas. Probably not going to happen. Probably going to be Moxley and Hangman. It's going to be like we'll get into. But man, oh man, I cannot wait for this match. And just because I don't know how much longer Kenny is going to be doing this, I think I'm going Kenny. It's going to be Kenny Omega.
It's funny you talk about like where things should go on the card, because like this card, like I don't know where, and we've spoke about like GM mode, right, from WWE 2K25 or 24 in the past. Like you're supposed to do like start high, go low, come back high, go low, end high. Like this is going to be like a I don't even know. It's going to be high the whole time. Like I don't know. Like the crowd's going to like, they're going to need to do like I don't know, like a dance off or something to help cool the crowd down, because like this card is insane. I know the battle royales are like, cool down points, which is great. But other than that, like all these other matches, eyes are going to be glued. The crowd's going to be electric. Everyone's going to be excited. Like the outcomes of this match, and like you said, this is AEW's WrestleMania. Like this is going to change the landscape for the next year for this company. So I can't wait. I want to give the next one to you. We got Swerve and Ospreay versus the Young Bucks, the EVPs, the Founding Fathers. What you feeling?
Like Court would say if she's watching, you're giving me the tough one. This is a toss-up, bro. I mean, you weigh out the stipulations, right? So you have on one hand Swerve and Will. If they lose, they can't challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship for a year. If they win, they become the EVPs. Yeah,
No, they're giving it to the people, they said.
Oh, they're giving it to the people, but the EVPs are not Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
Yep.
I said this is a tough one, because now I don't see a point of putting the title on Ospreay or Swerve right now. You can wait as long as Moxley loses, by the way, which we'll get into. We've discussed this. So I'm going to give it to the Jacksons. I think the Jacksons stay EVPs. I don't know where you go with them, although they can just do whatever the hell they want. I just think that it would be, you could play off a Swerve and Will Ospreay losing this, and then like we've discussed, let them battle for 4 or 5 months, and then sooner or later, oh, look at that, we're back at All In, and now you're back in London or wherever it's going to be, and now Ospreay can win. So I'm going to go with the Jacksons.
I feel like we're too in sync with our predictions. I agree. I think them as EVPs and the Founding Fathers is a great gimmick. RIP their limo. Swerve just decided to just wreak havoc when at the best time. To me, like I love that moment because it like reminded me of like Attitude Era WWF, like with Stone Cold, running his monster truck over limos and stuff. Even what's The Rock or there was Stone Cold that dropped something onto the DX RV. Like that's the stuff like I miss. Like I have nostalgia for. So when Swerve did
filling up the limo with cement
the
and watching
cement, yep,
the glass just shatter.
so
poor,
good. Like
poor
that.
limos, man. Poor limos.
I just like and that limo with the founding fathers and their face all over it, man. Just like watching Swerve demolish it, but also like make a TikTok in front of it after he demolished it was like so perfect. And we talk about this all the time about, professional wrestlers using social media for their advantage. And that like perfect, like that's like Drew McIntyre-esque right there when he's in a match getting his phone and tweeting real quick. Like, that was so cool. But yeah, like we've said, Swerve and Ospreay can go. If Kyle Fletcher wins, like I could see Ospreay and Kyle like doing a program over the TNT Championship, which would just feed families for generations and also like give AEW a shit ton of money in their pockets if they let them go for like 2-ish, 3-ish PLEs or pay-per-views. But yeah, I don't want Swerve and Ospreay not to be able to challenge for that championship for a year, but they're both, I think, young enough to be able to, have programs for a year and really elevate some other superstars on the roster that might need some help to really just bring out that personality and that drive in them, because that's what they'll do. Like you'll watch a Swerve and Ospreay match and whoever they're with, they're putting on classics.
I mean, I wish Court was here so I could ask her this question, but let's just bring up Cody as an example. Cody comes back to WWE. He has this hot build to the first WrestleMania against Roman, and he loses. I want to know like how long, because to me it seemed pretty quick. Like, yeah, he had to wait a whole nother year. He went through Brock Lesnar, he went through this person, that person, whatever. He went through them all. He got there, and then all of a sudden you're back at WrestleMania and you win. So, as Cody has said, like it's the long-term storytelling. For Will, maybe it's just, he's got to do another year of working his ass off to finally achieve what he truly wants. And hopefully it's at Wembley. Hopefully it's in London. Like that would be the payoff. If I know that Will Ospreay can now not challenge for a whole nother year, as long as the next All In is back in England, I'm all for it. All for it 100%.
He's all in for All In 2026.
Yeah. But truthfully, like how quick did that feel like it went from WrestleMania to WrestleMania? Like we were there when Cody lost. Court was pretty upset, but then she got the ultimate payoff when you were there live. You were both there live.
It worked out so well.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's wrestling. That's the beauty of it, as long as there's good storytelling. And like you said last week, hopefully AEW's learning this whole long-term storytelling thing. And we can, us Will Ospreay fans, I'm a huge fan. We get the ultimate payoff, and he gets it in front of his native people.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 matches left. It's the top 2 belts in the company. Which one would you rather talk about first if you had the first prediction? And I'll do the opposite since you started last time.
If Jon Moxley wins, I'm never watching AEW.
All right, we'll go to that. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to Hangman Adam Page. He has to win. And
yeah,
is this going to end up being like a WrestleMania Avengers Endgame match? Probably. There's going to be a lot of shit going on in this match. Too much to handle. But it has to be Hangman. If it's not, I'm speechless. End of story. Hangman has to win.
Yeah, Hangman, this is it. This is the time. Like, if you want a passing of the guard and you want to see the AEW World Championship again, who knows? Maybe Moxley takes out the briefcase and it's like the spinner belt. Like, who knows what he did with this thing at this point? It could be just a dirt straw championship at this moment. Like,
it's got spikes on it.
Yeah, like who knows what this championship looks like at this point in time? Who freaking knows? Right. It's probably mold on it. He's gonna take it out. It's gonna get musty, mold, smelly shit on it. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, but this is the time. Like, we haven't been the biggest fan of the Death Rider story. I feel like this would be the culmination of what it should have been right here. Hangman, OG pillar of AEW, challenged, Chris Jericho for, the first AEW championship. Like, this is their guy. This is their ride or die. This is their young gun, the guy who's going to, despite what Moxley said, be able to not just hang in the coattails and get to be the guy. This is his time right now. If not, I don't know what you do. If the EVPs win and then we see Moxley win, who the hell would challenge for this championship? I don't know. Like Samoa Joe, but like again, like he's not on the level that Swerve, Osprey, and Hangman are at this current time. So it's got to be Hangman.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier that to me, Okada and Omega should main event AEW All In. But when you think about it, we haven't seen the AEW World Heavyweight Championship in how long?
I think it's like 9-10 months now.
It's in however many months it is, it's too long. So you have to end AEW All In with Hangman raising the actual belt.
Yep.
Has to end that way. Has to. Confetti, fireworks, whatever the hell you want to do. Give him Cody Rhodes' pyro from back in the day. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Hangman has to raise the actual championship at the end of All In. If he doesn't, oh boy, the backlash is going to be real. It's going to be fucking real.
Should they give him the explosion that happening from Kenny versus Moxley when Eddie Kingston covered Moxley? Should they give him that kind of explosion?
Oh God, no, please no.
That was such a dark time for AEW. Oh my God, it was so bad. Anyway, we have one more match. We got timeless Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné. 6 belts Moné, gonna be possibly 7 belts Moné. Can I tell you, their segment to start off the show is how this feud for this championship should have started.
Mm-hmm.
The war of words that this should have been, just based off what we got on Wednesday last night, is insane. Like, this is what should have the build have been. Like, to me, it's just been such a weird lead up to this match, and then you leave us with this awesome promo battle between the two of them, and it's just frustrating because I feel like there is like, I am hype, especially after Wednesday, but there could have been so much more build and potential for this feud to culminate here at this point. I keep saying culminate, but that's the word that keeps going to my brain. But I was just frustrated because they could have had the story where Tony said, you deserve all the belts in the world, but not this one. Like, you can't carry the weight of this championship. You might hold the weight of all these other championships, but nothing compares to the AEW Women's World Championship. And that's how we should have started the story.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. The whole build was a little weird. You have Toni Storm acting like Carmen Sandiego in the red getup. Like, I get the mind games on Toni Storm's part. Like, she's timeless Toni Storm. That's what she does. She gets into people's heads and this and that. But like you said, that opening segment on Dynamite was electric. And that, I mean, you don't need to be sold on a Mercedes Moné Toni Storm match to begin with. But man, did they do an excellent job.
And I just love the end when she had the champagne and she said something. She's like, and watch your back, bitch, or something. I forgot what she said, but it was such a perfect ending to with how the character of Toni Storm is. It was just like a perfect treat at the end of that promo for it to end, with, that moment. I don't know. I didn't even pick my prediction yet. I'm going Toni Storm. I want her to show that she is the face of the women's division of AEW. Nothing against Mercedes Moné. I have been a big fan of hers forever. I have a picture signed of her on my wall. I have a picture taken with her from when I went to see her at a Comic-Con. I actually told her that I loved her when she signed my stuff because I was in like Starshock, and I don't get starstruck too often. But I think Toni Storm needs this. She is the face of AEW for the women's division, and I think this needs to be the way it goes.
Yeah, I'm with you again, unfortunately. I guess actually not for my graphics, but it's got to be Toni Storm. It has to be Toni Storm. You've been building up Mercedes for this moment for whoever does defeat her. Even though, like, I've always said, like, you get the Rocket, and I wish it was like a Willow Nightingale or Chris Statlander. We're not going to get that, or Athena. We're not getting that. But you have to have Toni retain. Tony has been the backbone of that women's division for years, and she should continue to be that. So I'm going, and still, hopefully, Tony Storm.
Yep. All right. The last Saturday PLE, we were going Saturday night's main event. And Justin, I'm going to give this one to you because I just want to hear you just burn inside. We're going for the main event. We're going Goldberg, Gunther, World Heavyweight Championship. What's happening?
Gunther. I mean, that's all I really want to say. I just want to say one word, and it's not Goldberg. It's Gunther. Gunther. If Goldberg wins, I will be so upset, and WWE will have lost the weekend for me. So just don't do it. Let's just have fun. We knew this was coming. We all knew that this match was going to happen. So here we are. Let it happen, and let's just ride off into the sunset. Gunther wins. I'm more curious if this match is going to last over 10 minutes. I mean, you have Goldberg throwing one punch at Gunther, and he's gassed. He's winded. So, I mean, Gunther.
I'm going.
The answer is Gunther. Don't do it.
I'm going 8 letters, 1 word. Goldberg.
Oh my God. You're doing this just to piss me off.
No. The sole reason was the dumb little line that Michael Cole had it put in at the end of his promo that 2 or 3 weeks ago, where he said, "What if you win? Well, I guess we'll have to see," or whatever it was, or I guess that's a problem. That to me is they're going to expand this to go to SummerSlam.
So the last time you said that on this podcast, I was shook. You had me shook. But now that's what they need to do, because everyone knows what the goddamn result is. Everyone knows that Gunther is going to defeat Goldberg. So they have to throw in a little paprika on that match, a little seed there, just to give you a little inkling of, of doubt or whatever. And you had me last time, that little like gif, like they had me in the first quarter or whatever, the first half they had me. No, it's not happening. Michael Cole had to say that to try to throw us off. It happened. You did a hell of a job. It's not happening. Goldberg is losing.
So you think the career that Goldberg had, what was he, like 80 something and 0 when he was first WCW? You think he's going to lose his last match?
He's lost his last 5 matches.
Exactly. Lose his last match defending his family's honor, which is in the story, to Gunther. No way in hell. He's going out as a world heavyweight champion. He's going to lose it maybe at SummerSlam, but he'll be fine because then he had one last little championship run. I can't see him losing, defending his family's honor, and with that comment that Michael Cole said. I can't.
Oh, well,
we're gonna see him in New Jersey.
If I see Goldberg,
baby.
If I see Goldberg,
MetLife Stadium, SummerSlam, night 1.
Oh my God! All right, we're done with that. Move on.
Let's go into the other championship match that just got announced today. We have Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso. I almost said Jimmy Fatu, which would have been correct, but Jimmy Uso is the name of my friend Jimmy Uso. Interesting matchup. I didn't expect it to happen, but I think they're going to put on hopefully a good match. I like their styles. They clash pretty well with, the high flying Jimmy Uso versus, his brutal younger brother, Solo Sikoa. I think Solo easily wins this. I think we're going to see a lot of interference. Jacob Fatu, I think, is going to come out. We're going to see Bloodline 3.0 or whatever they're going to call themselves. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's going to be. Sorry, beer's burping me. I think we're seeing
that was a pretty good recovery.
Yeah, sorry. I was just like I've been timing it while you were speaking and muting my mic, but this was just unavoidable. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be a very decent match. I think it's gonna be entertaining, but I think it's just an easy win for Solo for his first title defense. First title defense.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be Solo. I'm wondering more so. This event is not been. I'm not looking forward to Saturday Night Main Event. Let's put it that way. Last Saturday Night Main Event Who returned? Cody Rhodes. Who might and probably will return at this Saturday Night Main Event to bring the eyes? Acknowledge him. I think Roman returns. It'll be at the end. And I think that's when we build towards that weird Jacob, Jimmy, Jay, and Roman versus the current new bloodline down at SummerSlam. So I do have Solo retaining. Obviously, the numbers game is against Jimmy. Jacob will be there. Maybe Jay's there. And then we'll get Roman returning at Saturday Night Main Event. They will stand tall, and then all hell will break loose at SummerSlam.
Well, I could see that being the opening match and Roman coming back, because if that's the same time that Hangman and Moxley are battling out in the main event of All In, well, what better way to combat that than bring back the tribal chief during that opening match?
I think Tony Khan did go on and say that All In will be over by the time Saturday Night Main Event starts, but who the hell knows?
What if they ever ended on time?
That's also true. They never end on time, but they're starting at like 12 o'clock their time. So if it ends by, a show can only go so long.
Bro, they start at 7 and gone to like close to 1 o'clock.
I know. They don't give a shit. I get it. There's a rant of me in the archives of Grand Slam. I know how that shit goes, but I don't know. I feel like it'll be over, but if it's still going and that match happens, Roman is 1000% returning.
Yep.
1000%.
All right. So let's get into a Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. Justin, I'll let you take it away.
You gotta go, Drew, right? We've been bringing this up with Fogg. It's now
good thing he's not on today.
I know
this podcast would go from 2 hours to 12 on this one.
Yeah. You always go to the fact of who needs it more, right? Sure, Randy hasn't won recently, but another loss here to Drew. Like, we already saw him against Cody fighting the demons about punting him and going heel and whatnot. I think a loss here to Drew will really set Randy off in that spiral back to the lunatic Viper, legend killer, doesn't give a crap about anything. So I think I got to go Drew here. And then that'll begin to spiral Randy. And who knows, we might have a heel Randy by SummerSlam, or Randy will turn heel at SummerSlam.
I want that so bad. Yeah, I Drew, 100%. The man, I think we're going to see a year of Drew coming up. I think it's going to be his year. I think he's going to be champion. I hope. I think that's the route they should go. The man's been a workhorse this past 2-3 years, even through COVID. But yeah, I want that heel Randy, and I think that's the perfect way to go about it. Have him lose the big one to Cody at King of the Ring, that King of the Ring match. Have him lose to Drew when he's like, defending, kind of his, his, not his territory, but like, himself as like a man, as a person. And if he can't beat Drew, like, where is he at? Like, he has to like let loose. Like, those voices need to just tell him, go ape shit, punt Cody, punt Jay, punt Kevin, punt Sammy, just punt everyone around you. So I'm on board for that. And that's what I hope for too.
Yep. I couldn't agree more.
Now we have L.A. Knight, versus Seth Rollins. I was hoping this would be the SummerSlam matchup, but we were getting it a few weeks earlier. I want to say L.A. Knight. The man, he lost the United States Championship against Shinsuke. We spoke about it on the Quick Count and how we felt about that a little bit. He lost it again to Jacob very quickly. He hasn't really had the time in the limelight as of recently, and I feel like he's still super over. Not as over as he was, last year and a half ago, but still like probably pushing a ton of merch. His catchphrases are catchy as hell, and I do like them implementing him in the main, like not the main event scene, but pretty much if you're going against Seth Rollins, you're in the main event. So I think this takes him to the next level with Seth Rollins, and a win here, I think, would really start to get him into championship territory.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just can't go against Seth. It's got to be Seth. LA Knight, we keep mentioning that LA Knight can't keep losing, but when you're in a match like this against Seth, Seth is building this huge group. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. All the momentum's there. I see Seth winning. The only way I would see Seth losing is if we get Roman returning actually to go against Seth, and then that builds up towards a Seth Roman match at SummerSlam. But I don't know if that's going to happen. So I got to go Seth Rollins.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's very fair. And
Yeah.
he, aligning himself with Braun Breaker, with Bronson Reed, with Paul Heyman, it's hard to bet against that. Personally, I would just love to see the level that LA Knight can go to by knocking off Seth Rollins. That being said, CM Punk is right there on Seth Rollins' tail, which to me, like, I've loved so much. Seth interrupting Punk, Punk interrupting Seth, like this whole year has just been magical. And it made me feel like, for me, CM Punk feels like Stone Cold back in the day where he just ran out and just started beating the crap out of his boss. But this time it's just CM Punk beating the crap out of Seth Rollins when he can. And like, if Punk can't get over on Seth Rollins, what would make, LA Knight be able to do that as well? I would love to just see LA Knight take that win, because he's been, he's gotten beaten so many times over and over again that like this win could really do a lot for him. So that's why I go LA Knight.
No, I mean, I'm with you. Who would this match do more for? It's LA Knight. I mean, a win over Seth is incredible, but I just don't see it, unfortunately.
All right. Now we're on to Sunday.
Whew,
Saturday.
finally.
We can put that in the books. Predictions are in. If anyone else watching, if you have your those predictions, please let us know. But if you want to get involved on these Evolution predictions, here we are, ready at it. I'm actually excited because only one women's championship is not being defended on this card, and that's the United States Championship, which is crazy. Like, this is like PLE style of back in the day of WWF Attitude Era, where like every pay-per-view had like all the titles on the line. And every night was like Night of Champions, because they wanted, every title to, sway, push storylines. And that was the fun of the good old days. But here we are, Evolution, only one championship not being defended for the women. I am very excited. This is going to be an epic Sunday. The women on this card, even in the Battle Royale for the chance at a championship at Clash in Paris, is super exciting. They did that, that women's expo at NXT on Tuesday, and the women involved in this battle royal, it's like anyone can really win. And it just makes this card super exciting. A lot of this, which we spoke about, does seem a little rushed, but there are some feuds in here and on some matches that have the backing that we're super excited about. But this battle royale itself can really set someone forward that they want to push for the future, and I can't wait for that. That being said, Justin, who do you think comes out on top of this?
I thought you were going to give your prediction there. I was ready for you. God damn. You pulled the swerve there. I'm in between two. So I'm in between Stephanie Vaquer, and I'm in between her and Nikki Bella. Now, Nikki, obviously there were different plans for Nikki. Nikki was supposed to be in a rivalry with Liv Morgan. We've discussed that. Plans have drastically changed for Evolution due to Liv Morgan's injury. We've also said that we don't believe that this is just a one-off for Nikki Bella. So we do need something to happen at Evolution in that Battle Royal for there to be progression towards possibly a SummerSlam match for Nikki Bella. So with that said, I don't think you're going to put Nikki getting this title opportunity at Clash at Paris. So I'm going to go Stephanie Vaquer. I'm gonna go Stephanie, but I think the final two will be Nikki and Stephanie.
Yeah, I think Stephanie's a very good option, and I want my soul and my mind is screaming to say Stephanie Valkyr as well. But I kind of want to go with like my heart and what I really want to see, because I would love for it to go to someone up and coming. To me, like they gave her mic time on Tuesday. Jada Parker, I think, would be fantastic to come out on top of this. I think it would be the shock value because everyone's thinking Stephanie. Everyone's thinking, I don't think it's going to be Julia. She is the United States champion. I don't think they'd make her a double champion, but who knows? It's a possibility. I think Nikki Bella, like you said, she has, they're looking for this not retirement tour, but this like last run for Nikki. And would it make sense for her to challenge that quickly ahead to Clash of Paris? Probably not. But I think there's some people that the eyes are going to, and I would love the Shawn Michaels like swerve. Here's Jada Parker as your winner. So that's who I want to choose as the winner of the Battle Royale.
I do agree. I think Jada Parker will be the last NXT participant because I just think she's that good. But I do think they go with Stephanie Valkyr.
Yeah, you're probably right. But that's gonna be my prediction.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm locking it in.
I love it.
All right, so where do I want to start? Like, you know what? I'm gonna start with the Women's Tag Team Championships. We got Roxelle. I said it again. I said it again on accident. I could have just let it go. Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez defending the Tag Team Championships against the Kabuki Warriors, against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And then who was the NXT? I need to look for a second. Oh, it's Solruka and Zarya.
Yeah.
That I totally forgot that they're the choice, so I can't see them. Never mind. My prediction's already in for that program. We're in the past. That's in. That's locked. I honestly hope that Raquel and Roxanne come out on top. I can see Alexa and Charlotte taking this one. I think we might see an Asuka heel turn, possibly. Maybe not. I don't know how much, story they're going to throw into these matches for Evolution. But I can't see Asuka staying face for long. I think it would be kind of a waste for them to win it. Maybe not. Maybe they decide to go full on with the tag team title run for the Kabuki Warriors. But I am just a fan of the Judgment Day holding all the gold. These cockroaches can't be stopped. Don't stomp on them. Let them come out of Evolution and still tag team champions.
Yeah, we've mentioned their cockroaches, and now that Liv is hurt, you got to kind of prolong them because if they don't have the gold, what's the story really going to be until Liv gets back? So I like the teams that they put in there because they're Charlotte and Alexa, like they could easily win. You have the Kabuki Warriors returning back together. They could easily win. I don't think Solruka and Zarya really have a chance, but they'll put on a show. I'm with you. I'm going to go Judgment Day because you have to prolong this story to get to the ultimate payoff of the in-between with Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne or Roxelle.
But I accidentally say, and then I was like, shit, I said it. I was like, I could have just played it off. Like, I'm just copying it from Sunday, but no, I'm an idiot and let it go. It's the beer talking. But I'm going to give you a hard one next. I'm going to let you start this one off. I think you already know where I'm going with it. It's a triple threat for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We have Becky Lynch defending against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. Who's coming out on top?
I don't think this is a tough one.
Really?
Yeah, no, I don't. The build has been great. So, all three women have done a tremendous job building to this moment on Sunday, but I think it's Becky. I think Becky has to be end still. There's just, what would that reign be? What would that title? And I know they're trying to go into shorter reigns, get away from the Romans and the Cody title reigns, going through with the IC title. I don't think it's ending for Becky.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to root against Becky on this one, but I feel like this title change was to help boost Lyra more. And I think we are. I'm not gonna say I think we're seeing it. We are seeing it. Her confidence in the ring, her her personality switch between being friends with Bailey and Becky to like no, like this is my time. Like I ain't got time for you two. I know you guys did a lot for the women's division. I know you guys are the reason why Evolution is a thing, but I'm the future. I'm the present. I'm going to take this title back. It is mine. So I really want to go with Lyra Valkyria.
I love the prediction, but like I said, I just don't see Becky's reign ending yet.
True. All right, now we got JC Jane, Jordan Grace, NXT Women's Championship. I mean, we hinted at it earlier. I'm going to go with Jordan Grace. It's, if they're not going to bring her up to the main roster, it's her time to be the showstopper, the juggernaut of NXT's women's division right here, right now. Unless they want to go, the future with Blake Monroe and, she takes the title off JC Jane. But I honestly think it's Jordan's time. I think she's going to be an NXT Women's Champion come close on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's Jordan Grace, but I do think we get a heel turn from Blake Monroe. I think we get a heel turn from Blake, and then that starts the Blake and Jordan feud. They build that up for a few months, and then I think Blake takes it from Jordan, and then we see Jordan go to the main roster. But I'm going Jordan Grace here.
I dig that. I like that prediction.
Yeah.
All right. Justin. Maybe this one will be a hard one, because I think this will be a hard one. We have Naomi and Jade Cargill. No holds barred.
Jade Cargill. It's going to be Jade here, and then your prediction's coming right at SummerSlam. So Jade is going to destroy Naomi here, put her down, and then Naomi gets the last laugh at SummerSlam. Jade wins the Women's Championship. Naomi cashes in. Ty's full-on prediction comes true, and we get new Miss Money in the Bank, now world champion Naomi. But for now, Evolution, we are going with Jade Cargill.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun match. I want to say that Jade's going to destroy Naomi, but I feel like it'll go back and forth a little bit more than that. I know these two women in this feud want to beat the crap out of each other, and this is where they can. And they both have something to prove. Jade, especially as a singles star, I think she's going to want to cement herself as someone who can be, a world champion when she does become that for 2 minutes at SummerSlam. But this is where they're really going to show out. They're going to bring eyes to both of them as characters, as superstars. And this is how they become mainstays. Who knows with the draft, but on SmackDown as the top woman. And I can't wait. They're going to tear it up, but Jade's definitely going to win this battle. But Naomi going to win that war come SummerSlam, baby. Let's go.
1,000% with you. 1,000%.
All right, let's see what else we got. We got Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus. I'm going to keep it plain and simple, just like Justin tried to before. It's Tiffany. We know why they got the match, the star power. Tiffany got to choose her, her poison, and she picked Trish, which, great for Evolution. This is one of the, the first, to me, non-divas. She was a little bit of a diva, you can say, in her time based off the storyline she was in and how her character was presented at times. But overall, she was always kicking ass. Her and Lita was, to me, one of the best women feuds of all time, especially for how they were showcasing women in WWF back in the time in WWE. But I think that's an easy Tiffany win. I can't see her dropping the title to Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I said it last week. This match is going to be the better nostalgia match of the weekend. This is going to be fun. Trish Stratus can go. It's going to be a great match, but Tiffany wins. And for what it's worth, I would rather watch Trish Stratus wrestle than Goldberg.
I agree. Right there with you.
So there we go.
All right. We're counting down. It's the 10 count right here, the 10th one. We got the final match of the weekend. Well, of our prediction, I'll say. And it might not be the main event. It could be. It's a possibility. But we have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Women's World Championship. Justin, take it away.
We've said it. We're going to be in agreement on this one, I think, as well. Mommy comes out on top. The only way she doesn't is if something ridiculous happens, like I don't even know what the most ridiculous thing could be that happens, but one-on-one, Rhea is getting that title back. Mommy comes out on top. No doubt in my mind.
I wish I had more to say, but Justin, you were 1,000% correct.
Yeah.
I think we said it last week too.
Mhm.
Mommy's time to take the reins, be back on top. You know, I feel like I mean, Io Sky is super talented. She's a stud, but they keep pushing, this Rhea's never beat Io one-on-one. And I think that's a big factor in the story as well. I think we're going to see Rhea finally jump that hurdle. But yeah, I feel like when Io's champion, they don't really do her justice. I think it's also hard with the language barrier. To me, it's always tough, especially when you're performing to, a English speaking audience for most of the time. And I know they're doing their best, and they're trying. And her match, when she's in a match, and her wrestling ability, bar none, top of the division. But sometimes it gets tough when you don't have a mouthpiece, and there is that language barrier. But Rhea Ripley, she wants her title back. She's mad that she even gave Io a shot in the first place. I think that was her ego getting to her because she didn't beat Io at that time, and she wanted to show that she could, and lost at WrestleMania. Shane losing a third time. She wants that championship back, and it's coming home to mommy.
Could not agree more with you. But with that said, we have finished up our predictions. We are an hour and 11 minutes into this podcast. We knew it was going to be a long one. So thank you all for who stuck with us the whole time. You guys are amazing. As you can see on the ticker below, please subscribe to the Body Slam Patreon for exclusive breaking news, interviews, podcasts, and more. There's the link. It is well worth it, I promise. Please go subscribe to our YouTube. You can see at the top left above my head, we are at the 10 Count Pod on all socials. And then we also have Twitch for Body Slam. So please go give us a follow everywhere. We're going to keep it coming. We have a lot of exciting content coming next weekend. We will be at Slammiversary. It's coming. It's almost here, Ty. But Ty, I know you have some travels back to Long Island tomorrow to celebrate your sister getting engaged. So congratulations to her and Joey. But with that said, thank you all. Please, once again, give us a subscribe. It only takes 2 seconds. Ring the bell, get the alerts on. And until we got to figure out when we're going to do the quick count, but until the quick count, we will see you guys later. Let's ring that bell, please. This podcast is over. Have a great night and a great rest of your week. Until next time.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No.